हेलो एवरीवन, स्वागत है आपका हमारे यूट्यूब चैनल में। आज हम आपके लिए फिर से एक नया वीडियो लेके आए हैं। तो वीडियो को शुरू करने से पहले अगर आपने हमारा चैनल सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो चैनल को ज़रूर से ज़रूर सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल आइकन दबाना बिल्कुल मत भूलें, ताकि हम फ्यूचर में कोई भी वीडियो बनाएं उसका नोटिफिकेशन आपको सबसे पहले मिल जाए। वीडियो को अंत तक ज़रूर देखिएगा। अगर आपको हमारा वीडियो अच्छा लगता है तो एक लाइक और कमेंट ज़रूर करिएगा। तो चलिए वीडियो को स्टार्ट करते हैं। आज हम आपके लिए जो टॉपिक लेके आए हैं उस टॉपिक का नाम है कैश फ्लो स्टेटमेंट्स। तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं। कैश फ्लो आर द इनफ्लोज और आउटफ्लोज, दैट इज द मूवमेंट ऑफ कैश एंड कैश इक्विवेलेंट। All the transactions that lead to an increase in cash or cash equivalent are classified as inflow of cash, and all those transactions that lead to decrease in cash and cash equivalent are classified as outflow of cash. So when the cash increases, the activities are classified as inflows, and when the cash decreases, the activities are classified as outflow of cash. The cash flow statement is a statement that shows a flow of cash and cash equivalent during a period of time. The cash flow statement can be classified under the three main heads, that are cash flow from operating activities, cash flow from investing activities, and the last one is cash flow from financing activities. So now let's talk about the objectives of the cash flow statement. First one is to ascertain the sources from activities, that is operating, investing, financing activities, from which cash and cash equivalents were generated by an enterprise. Second one is to ascertain the uses by activities, that is operating, investing and financing activities, for which cash and cash equivalent were used by an enterprise. And the last one is to ascertain the net change in cash and cash equivalent, indicating the differences between sources and uses from or by the three activities between the dates of two balance sheet. So now let's talk about the uses of cash flow statement. First one is short-term planning. The cash flow statement gives the information regarding the sources and the application of cash and cash equivalent for a specific period, so that it becomes easier to plan investment, operating and financing needs of an enterprise. The second one is the cash flow helps us to understand the liquidity and solvency. Under this, solvency is the ability of the business to meet its current liabilities. Quarterly or monthly cash flow statement help to ascertain the liquidity in a better way. Financial institutions like bank prefer the cash flow statement to analyze liquidity. Third one is efficient cash management. The cash flow statement provide information relating to the surplus or deficit of cash. An enterprise therefore can decide about the short-term investment of the surplus and can arrange the short-term credit in case of deficit. Next one is comparative study. A comparison of the cash flow for the previous year with the budgeted figures of the same year will indicate as what extent the cash resource of the business were generated and applied according to the plan that has been made. It is therefore useful for the management to prepare the cash budget. Next one is reasons for cash positions. The cash flow statement explains the reasons for lower and higher cash balances with the enterprise. Sometimes a lower cash balance is found in spite of higher profit, or a higher cash balance is found in spite of lower profit. Reasons for such situations can be analyzed with the help of the cash flow statement. Sometimes, in spite of high profit, cash is inadequate to pay the dividends. Where have the profit gone? Answer to such question can be found from the cash flow statements. And the last one is It tests for the management decisions. It is a general rule that fixed assets are purchased from the fund raised from long-term sources, and the best way to repay the long-term debt is out of profit. The cash flow statement shows clearly whether the cash inflows from operations have been used for the purchase of fixed asset or whether these assets have been purchased from cash inflows from the long-term debts. Similarly, it also helps to explain whether the debentures have been redeemed out of profit or not. Thus, you can say that the cash flow statement can be used to test the credibility of the management decisions. So now let's talk about some limitations of the cash flow statement. Though cash flow statement is very useful tool of financial analysis, it has its limitation which must be kept in mind at the time of its use. So some of the limitation are as under follow. First one is non-cash transaction are ignored. The cash flow statement shows only inflows and outflows of cash. It does not show non-cash transaction like the purchase of building by the issue of share or debenture or to the vendor or issue of bonus share. Second one is not a substitute for an income statement. An income statement show both cash and non-cash item. The income statement show the net income of the firm, whereas cash flow statement shows only the net cash inflows or the net cash outflows, which do not represent the net profit or loss of the enterprise. Third one is it is historical in nature. It rearranges the existing information available in the income statement and the balance sheet. It will become more useful if it is accompanied by the projected cash flow statement. And the last one is it ignores the basic accounting concept, that is accrual concept. So now let's talk about some important definition that is given by as per the accounting standard 3. First one is cash. Cash comprises cash on hand and the demand deposit with the bank. Next one is cash equivalents. Cash equivalents are the short-term highly liquid investments that are readily convertible into the amount of cash and which are subjected to insignificant risk of change in the value. An investment qualifies as cash equivalent only when it has a short maturity of say 3 months or less from the date of acquisitions. The next term is cash flows. These are the inflows and outflows of cash and cash equivalents. Accounting Standard 3 require a cash flow statement to be prepared and presented in a manner that it shows cash flows from business transaction during a period, classifying them into 3 activities, that are operating activities, investing activities and financing activities. So now let's talk about each one of them. Operating activities. Operating activities are the principal revenue producing activities of an enterprise and other activities that are not investing or financing activities. Next one is investing activity. These are the acquisition and disposal of long-term assets and other investment that are not included in cash equivalents. And the last one is financing activities. These are the activities that result in the change in the size and composition of the owner's capital, including the preference share capital in the case of company and borrowing of an enterprise. So now let's talk about each one of them in detail. Operating activities. Operating activities are the principal revenue producing activities of an enterprise and other activities that are not investing or financing activity. So let me give you some examples of operating activities. First one is cash receipt from the sale of goods and service rendered. Second one is cash receipts from loyalties, fees, commission and other revenues. And third one is cash payment to supplier of goods and service. Fourth one is cash payment to and behalf of employees for the wages. Sorry, here the term is wages. And the last one is the principal producing activities of an enterprise are the main activities carried on to earn the profits. Next activity of cash flow are investing activity. Investing activity are the acquisition and disposal of long-term asset and other investment that are not included in cash equivalents. These activities include transactions involving purchase and sale of long-term productive assets like machinery, land and building, etc., which are not held for the resale. The cash flow from investing activities are as follows: cash payment to acquire the fixed asset, cash receipt from disposal of fixed asset, cash receipt from the sale of share and other debt instrument, and the cash payment to purchase share and other debt instrument. Cash advances and loan made to a third party is also one of the example of investing activity. So let's talk about the financing activity. Financing activity are the activities that result in change in the size and composition of the owner's capital, including the preference share capital in the case of company and borrowing of an enterprise. The cash flow from financing activities are as follows: cash proceed from the sale of issue of share and other similar instrument, cash proceed from the sale of issue of debenture, loan, bonds and other short-term borrowing, buyback of equity shares, payment of dividend to both the equity and dividend holders, payment for interest on debenture and loans. So let's talk about the classification of business activities as per the accounting standard, showing the inflows and outflow of cash. First one is operating activity. Under the operating activity, there are two subheads, that is cash inflow and cash outflow. So the activities which result in cash inflows are cash sales, cash received from the debtors, cash received from commission and fee, and the royalty. And the activities that result in cash outflows are cash purchases, payment to creditor, income tax, and payments of wages. So next activity is investing activity. It is also classified as cash inflows and outflows. Under the cash inflows, the activities are sale of fixed asset, sale of investment, interest receive and dividend receive. All this activity will help to flow the inflow. This activity will help to inflow the cash. And the cash outflows activities are purchase of fixed assets and the purchase of investments. And the last activity is financing activity. This is also classified as cash inflows and cash outflows. Under the cash inflows, the activities are issue of share in cash, issue of debenture in cash, proceed from the long-term borrowings, and cash outflow activities are payments of loan and payments of interest. So now let's talk about the computation of cash flow under the direct method. Cash flow can be computed under the two methods, that is direct method and indirect method. So first one is direct method. Under the direct method, you have to first obtain the operating cash receipt. That is, you have to first note down the transaction, all the transaction like cash sales, cash received from the customer, trading commission received, royalty received, and then you have to list the operating cash payments. First you have to list down all the receipt and then you have to fill all the payments, that is cash purchase, cash paid to supplier, and cash paid for business expense and manufacturing expense, etc. Then after recording the cash receipts and cash payments, you will get the cash generated from operation by subtracting the cash receipts from the cash payments. And after that you have to less the income tax paid, so you will arrive at cash flow before extraordinary item. After that you have to list the extraordinary item, and after mentioning the extraordinary item you will arrive at the net cash from operating activities. So you have to first mention the receipt and cash payments, and then you have to less the receipts from payments to obtain the cash generated from operations, and finally you have to less tax to arrive at cash flow from extraordinary item, and then you will get net cash flow from operating activities. And cash flow from investing and financing activities calculated as in the same manner in which it is calculated as in indirect method, that we will discuss in the next slides. So after adding the first, second, third, you will get the net increase or decrease in cash and cash equivalent, that you can see that in the equation 6, that you will get net increase and decrease in cash equivalent by adding all the three. So after getting the net increase in cash and cash equivalent, you will add the cash and cash equivalent in the beginning of year to arrive at the cash and cash equivalent in the end of the year. So this is the indirect method to compute the cash flow statement. Under this, cash flow from operating activities derived as, first you have to write down the net profit as per the profit and loss account that you have made, that is the difference between the closing and opening balance of profit and loss account. And after writing the net profit, you have to add these transactions, that are transfer to reserve, proposed dividend, interim dividend, provision for tax. After adding this item, you have to less some item also, that is extraordinary item if credit to the profit and loss account, an extraordinary item if any debited to profit and loss account, and refund of tax credit to profit and loss account. So after all these adjustment, you will get the net profit before taxation and extraordinary item. So after that you have to make the adjustment for non-cash and non-operating items. So items that are to be added are depreciation, goodwills, patents, interest on borrowings, loss of sale of fixed asset, and the items that are to be list are interest income, dividend income, rental income, and profit on sale of fixed asset. So after you will add and subtract this item, you will derive that the operating profit before the working capital changes by adding the A plus B equation and then subtracting the C equation. After that, when you derive at the operating profit before working capital changes, you have to add the decrease in current asset and increase in current liabilities items, and you have to less the increase in current asset and decrease in current liabilities items. So these are the items you can see in the table. These are the items that you have to add on, and these are the items that you have to less. After you have to make this adjustment, then you will derive that cash generated from the operation by adding the D and E part and subtracting the F part. After that you have to less income tax paid, so you will arrive at the cash flow from before extraordinary items. So you will get the net cash from operating activities. And from if we talk about the investing activities, so you have to add the all the proceed, all the receipt you have to add on all the purchases that result in the cash outflow, you have to subtract. The receipts can be proceed from the sale of fixed asset, proceed from the sale of investment, proceed from the sale of intangible asset, interest and dividend received. So all these are the receipt that you have that result in the cash inflow. So you have to add all these item, and you can see the arrow that I have fixed it. All these item like purchase of fixed assets, purchase of investment, you have to subtract these items to derive at the net cash from investing activities. And if we talk about the financing activities, so proceed from the issue of share and debenture and other long term borrowings you have to add, and the list from final dividend paid to extraordinary item you have to subtract to arrive at the net cash from financing activity. After preparing all these item and after taking all the transaction into accounts, you will arrive at the net increase or decrease in cash and cash equivalent by adding the first, second and third. First one you will get from, that is cash flow from operating activity, second one is cash flow from investing, and third one is cash flow from financing activity. So after that you have to add the cash and cash equivalent in the beginning of year. Cash and cash equivalent items are cash in hand, cash in bank, short term deposit, marketable securities, etc. And so after adding these you will get the cash and cash equivalent in the end of year. So that's all what I have tell you about the cash flow statement. In the later slides, in another video, I will tell you the numerical parts of this. If you have any query in the theoretical part of the cash flow that I have explained till now, you can comment me in the comment box. And if you like my video, please press the like button and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thanks for the watching my video.